out a statement. Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels, which is ironic because what do you think makes your cars? What do you think creates your batteries? What kind of mining goes in place? What is it going to cost to just power your electric vehicles? Imagine if everyone had a freaking electric vehicle and they all plugged it in at the same time at night. What do you think it would do to the the grid? Do you think a bunch of solar panels and wind technology will be able to handle every single person in America with an electric car plugging it in at night? Absolutely not. And what do you think? How do you think your cars are made? It's just the irony. It's just like John Kerry coming out and saying, hey, we need to fix our climate crisis as I get into my private jet. Hey, Greta Thunberg, can you come speak at this conference on the other side of the world? And yes, we'll give you a private jet, or yes, we'll put you in first class. No big deal. These people, like, the irony is so ridiculous. They're just trying to safeguard. It's all about, I couldn't believe Elon even put this out, to be honest. Of all the people out there, it's almost like SNL changed Elon. Let the conspiracy theorists keep going. Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions. Yes, so a lot of people that don't know, people have little mini computers in their houses that does all the mining and helps with the transactions, stuff like that. It creates a lot of power, and yes, it does take a lot of power to do so, especially coal, because that's where we get our power from, which is the worst emission of any fuel. Cryptocurrency, well, why don't we just do nuclear? Oh, don't say that. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels. It's a great idea on so many levels because it's decentralized, so no one can manipulate the value of Bitcoin. No government can just go and inflate it. They can't just spend your money without your acknowledgement. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has promising future, but this can not come at great cost to the environment. Everything has its cost, Elon. It's just like this is like the liberal ideology. The liberal tactic is that everything we do is for good and nothing has drawbacks. You want free healthcare? Free healthcare is such a great idea. Why aren't you for it? There's no drawbacks, as if there's no incentives. Or, hey, we're all going to do a bunch of solar panels on the whole world so we can get all our energy from the sun, which sounds great on paper, but then you think, what about all those rare earth metals we're going to have to dig up, and who's going to do them? Not us, because we're environmentally friendly. We'll send them to China to do them for them, because China is like, yeah, we'll take your money. You guys are idiots. And then we're going to buy all your properties, and we're going to take up all the United States, and we're going to take up your companies, and then we're going to control you eventually. So we'll be happy to get those metals for you guys, you big idiots. It's just, this is what this part in Elon Musk's statement is the part that really just grinds my gears and shows the irony and just the manipulation that's going on, and just another example of people with large sums of wealth manipulating the market. So when it dives and people are scared, and there's a very fast sell, everyone's shorting it and it just sells off, and there's panic sell. Then the big boys come in and then they bump it back up because they know the true value of it. And that might be conjecture. I might be just assuming. So it might not happen, but I am in the faction that believe that Bitcoin is here to stay. And the only people that don't like it is governments and big banks and big profitable people like Warren Buffett, who have hundreds and millions of dollars, billions of dollars in the stock market. They don't want Bitcoin to succeed, because then it shows them how ridiculous their ideologies are and just the way things are. It goes against the grain. The powers that be, the people that are in charge of money, it's like a slap in the face to them. They hate that stuff. So Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, Elon says. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin. If you're so concerned about mining and you're so concerned about the energy use, then sell it. Get rid of it. But no, he doesn't. He says, hey, we're not going to take Bitcoin anymore. Massive sell-off. Oh, the price is dipping? Oh, no. I guess we'll buy back in later. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to be more suitable energy. We need some infrastructure to come in. We need some bank to help us with this. We are looking at other cryptocurrencies and that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy transaction. Again, he's not selling. He's still holding, but he wants you to sell. And everyone else with big dollars wants you to sell too, because why? It gets the price down, then they can buy back in a big way and go, hey, wow. Right now, Bitcoin's down over 10%. And what a great investment opportunity if you're thinking about getting in. A 10% drop, of course. People were freaking out about Dogecoin, which is absolutely ridiculous. Let's just be honest. I love the idea of Doge. I love the idea of slapping someone in like the powers that be in the face of like, hey, it's a meme stock. It's totally a joke and who cares? But we're all going to put our money behind it and make it money just for fun. And people got pretty rich off of it. And some people lost a lot of money off of it because some people don't understand. Some people are still learning the idea of stock markets and how when you have a major event like an Elon Musk going to SNL, you're going to have a sell-off. That's why a lot of people with these, dollar stocks, they'll look at some of these pharmaceutical companies that'll have big stories, big investments, big ideas coming out, and they'll invest in it. And as the hype goes up, like Elon going to SNL, as the hype train is up, and once it reaches its pinnacle, which is Elon Musk at SNL, or like a pharmaceutical company putting out like, hey, we just have great results. We're going to keep doing this thing. Usually all the big boys sell it. And as soon as it sells, because it's at the peak height, people need to understand the idea of some of these really small valued, not only stocks, but cryptocurrencies. They're manipulated by the big boys, and they're also manipulated by major events. So you have to know that. You can't just, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm just saying you need to be aware of why things drop. It's not, Elon Musk is doing so bad on SNL. We're gonna get rid of that. The stock is just now gonna go down. No. I saw somebody like conservatives putting that out online. It was obviously people that don't invest, and also obviously people that don't understand market manipulation and sell-offs at major events. Even when Microsoft has like a big event coming up, there's always a small sell-off of people just that want to, they're trying to make money off stocks. They're just playing. They're like, hey, Microsoft has a big date coming, or Apple has a new iPhone coming out. We're gonna slowly buy into Apple as it goes up, and once it hits the peak, we're gonna sell it and then once it sells, and then people start having panic sells, and it goes down farther and farther and farther, people buy at the dip because it usually goes down a lot, and then it goes back up, and it stabilizes, and sometimes they take their money there, and sometimes they hold. But you need to just be aware. These cryptocurrencies aren't much different than some of these stocks where you have big boys and big players and it creates the currency. So keep an eye on that. But I just think it's irresponsible for Elon to say this, and he also put out like, this Bitcoin's electricity consumption, and stuff like that. You can only get away with this type of stuff, like the stuff that Elon was saying on SNL and even doing this stuff. You can only get away with this type of stuff because it's crypto. If this was like a stock, you could get easily sued for market manipulation. But because it's crypto, the laws aren't the same, so you can get away with just pumping and dumping. It's just ridiculous. I had to get that off my chest because it honestly annoyed me seeing Elon come out with this. Yes, it does take a lot of energy, but what else takes a lot of energy? Creating and making a Tesla, and most importantly, putting those big batteries in your car. Where do you think those things come from? The sky? Do you think they're just made from, a hippie drum circle that comes together and puts their heads together and has a little power ceremony and puts their head powers together, and it creates this powerful being that creates these batteries out of thin air, and there's no it's totally renewable, and there's no negative affects to creating anything that goes into Tesla, and all solar panels are perfect, and wind energy is the most efficient form of energy, and coal is the evil dwelling. I agree with some of those things. Coal, we could do better with coal. I am the firm camp that we should try nuclear again. I'm just who I am. It's cheap, and I think that's the reason why they don't want to put it out there, because it's cheap and they won't make enough money out of it. Let the conspiracy theorists in me just keep reading. Next time it's coming up, check it out. That's my little gripe on Elon Musk and your